Welcome to day 3 of your Pilates Reformer Workout 14-day program. My name is Melanie, your mildly goth Pilates instructor. If this is your first day joining me, we're spending 14 days to build the mind-body connection through work that is centered but also is challenging. So we want to go for that balance between challenging and chill Pilates Reformer. Today we're going to focus on lower body, so that's glutes, thighs, legs. Place on 2 red springs and a blue or 2 heavy, 1 light. Meet me lying down on the machine, headrest down. If you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button so I can continue to see you daily through the rest of this program and beyond. And if you're already subscribed, please join my membership program, which includes exclusive membership workouts that you can't find anywhere else, and we do a lot of fun stuff. All right, coming to lie down on the machine, please double check to make sure that your headrest is down. I'm going to bring my feet to the sandpaper to begin. You can place the foot bar down or leave it where it is, as long as your feet can fit. I'm going to begin by finding a neutral spine. So what that means is I'm not imprinting my spine into the mat. I'm letting the bottom of my sacrum be really heavy without popping my ribs up to the ceiling. I'm going to place my fingertips and my palms onto my rib cage. My shoulders roll back. We're going to take a couple of umbrella breaths. So what does that mean? As I inhale, my ribs expand out to the side, up and down, and I feel air expand into the pelvic floor. As I exhale, my fingertips come together. So feel the air expanding your rib cage in every direction. And where the umbrella component comes into place is as you breathe in, it's like you're opening an umbrella, and as you exhale, it's like you're closing the umbrella and the diaphragm descends. Just take a few more. This time as you exhale, feel your abs pull your rib cage down toward your pelvis without collapsing your shoulders. Big breath in. Belly button lifts and ribs connect to the pelvis. Deep breath in. Exhale through your pursed lips. Good. Let's continue on. So arms long by your sides or up over your shoulders, whatever is more comfortable for you. We're going to begin rolling up into a bridge position, trying not to move the carriage as we do this. So we're going to go for a spinal articulation. Beginning in our neutral pelvis, we're going to roll the pelvis under. So we're starting to compress the low back into the mat, curl the pelvis under as we roll up to our bridge position. We want to find a diagonal line from knees to hips to shoulders. Deep breath in, exhale, roll it down one bone at a time, articulating as you go, using your abs to help you control and hip bones staying even vertically as you do this. Bottom of the sacrum comes back down to the mat. Good. Exhale, roll it up, using your abdominals in that curl to bring you up to that diagonal line, knees, hips, shoulders. Deep breath in, collarbone stays wide, shoulders back as you melt the spine down, really painting it like a paintbrush. Think about the bristles bending as the bristles stroke the page. Good. We're going to take a few more here. And again, goal of this series is to start off really slow and steady, connect to our breath, really pay attention to what's happening in our bodies, but also progressively move enough and work hard enough that we feel the benefit of the endorphins. Good. One more. Press up into your bridge. We're going to take tiny pulses up and down, squeezing the glutes. Let's go for 8, 7, 6, and this isn't so big that my butt is going all the way down. Just small pulses. 4, 3, shoulders wide, back of the neck long. 1, squeeze the glutes at the top, deep breath in, exhale, melt the spine down. And now let's bring the arches of the feet up to the foot bar. If you have any back pain that you're navigating, you can keep the feet down on the sandpaper and modify. So toes point forward in line with your knees, which are in line with your hips, arms wherever is comfortable. We're going to find that same articulation. Rolling the spine up. This time we have a little further to go to get us up to that diagonal line. Knees, hips, shoulders. Back of the neck is long. Deep breath. Exhale. Melt the spine down. Really use that paintbrush spine until you find your neutral spine with a natural curve in your low back. Exhale. Use your lower abdominals, your deep corset layer of your abs to roll you up. Good. Glutes are squeezed, ribs are down. melting it down one bone at a time. Good. Adjust your positioning at any time. This is still the warm-up. Let's go for 2 more. Good, and roll it down. Nice. Last one. Pause at the top, glutes and hamstrings engaged, tiny pulses up and down. Let's go for 10, 9, 8, 7, try not to move the carriage, try not to bobble in the pelvis, 4, 3, hip bones are staying on an even plane with each other, 1, pause at the top, hips stay lifted, we're going to extend long. As we bring it in, think about the knees lifting on an upward diagonal, ribs stay down. Good. Try to kiss the stopper closed instead of banging it. You want to think about maximum control on the way in and on the way out. And the reason why we want to find a diagonal, upward diagonal closure or path of the knees is that helps keep us from dropping the bottom down toward the carriage. Good. We're going to take 2 more. And 1. Good. Almost close the stopper. Check your ribs down, glutes engaged. Nice stack position. Squeeze and hold for 10, 9, 8, still breathing. 6, as you breathe, feel your lungs expand out to the side, not just through the belly. 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in, close the stopper, melt the spine down one bone at a time, really articulating through the spine. Hug your knees in toward your chest. We're going to cross the knees one over the other, quick stretch. We're going to grab onto the shins or onto the ankles and rock the legs side to side. Hopefully you're feeling a little glute stretch here. Switching sides, knee over knee, thigh over thigh, holding onto your shins or your ankles. Good, and rock side to side. Feeling a stretch through the glutes on your left side. Good, let's move on. Next, I've switched on to 3 reds and a blue, or 3 heavy and 1 light. I'll keep my headrest down for this. Arches of the feet will come to the outer corners of the foot bar. Knees wide, neutral spine, neutral pelvis. I'm going to go for pelvic lifts. So I'm going to really anchor my feet into the bar. I'm going to lift my hips up, but not all the way into my full bridge, just into my half bridge and lower down. But I'd like for you to think about using your abdominals and your deep core really to do this lift. So there are, of course, glutes and hamstrings engaged, but I'd like for you to think about finding tension between your hip bones, thinking about your abs pulling up as you lift the hips up slightly. So you'll notice if you go into a full bridge, this becomes much more about the back line squeeze. We'll get there in a minute. But for now, I'd like to focus primarily on that deep core connection so that we are supporting ourselves with the abs. Good, we're gonna go for 4 more. And of course, hamstrings are recruiting too. We're not forgetting about them either, but we really wanna get the deep core and pelvic floor lifting. Good, last one. Lower down, take a beat. Now we're gonna go into that full bridge expression with the feet really wide. Sacrum heavy, ribs down, gonna take a big breath in, exhale, press the feet in, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the hamstrings, hips go high, lower down. So this time, instead of that articulation up and down that paintbrush spine, I'm really keeping a neutral spine here. Ribs are down, glutes are squeezing, hamstrings squeezing, and I'm keeping that shape pretty closely as I'm lifting and lowering the legs. You're probably going to feel a slightly different part of your glutes and hamstrings in this position than you did in the parallel position. We're going to go for another 5. Trying to keep the carriage steady. Easier said than done. 4. Squeeze the glutes. 3. Last 2. I'm feeling the shake of truth. 1. Hold it there. Now we're going to bend and extend. Good. Bring it all the way out, all the way in. Again, think about upward diagonal return. Hips stay high. Resist the springs on the way out. Resist them on the way in. Still breathing, thinking about our lateral breath side to side and breathing into your back rather than primarily into your belly. 4, last 3, final 2, back of the neck nice and long, 1, good, close the stopper, lower your hips, grab your knees into your chest, rock your hips side to side. Let's move on. Next, I'm gonna bring my headrest to the upright position. I'm gonna bring my feet to the corners of the foot bar again. This time I'm gonna bring my knees to point towards each other and my toes to point towards each other. So I'm rotating through the hip to find this internal rotation, finding a little bit of space between my shoulders and the shoulder blocks. I'm gonna keep that rotation as I press out and bring it back in. So my knees are separating as I extend my legs. They're coming closer together or touching as I close the stopper or just bring it to kiss. Okay, pressing out, really wrapping through the hips. It's very easy to let the ribs pop while you're in this position. I'd like for you to think about maintaining that neutral spine and ribs being really heavy. So you probably feel a slightly different activation through the hip flexors here than you did when we were externally rotated or rotated outward. Good, 3 more. Last 2, abs are pulling up toward your sternum. And 1, bring it all the way home. For this next one, balls of the feet will come to the foot bar, neutral spine, heels are lifted. So we're in this high heel or raised heel position. Arms will be long by your sides. Heels stay high. We're gonna press out, bend the knees, bring it in. Squeeze through the glutes, keep the heels lifted as you bring the carriage back in. So what I see a lot is heels start to dip as we begin to press out. Really reaching the heels high the entire time can help a lot with calf activation and building strong feet here. But let's take it for 5. And we're gonna build on this. 4, last 3, final 2, and then I have a surprise for you. And 1. Good, bring it all the way in. Now, if that felt doable, we're gonna lift the hips slightly up off the mat. You can place a hand underneath your butt if you need to cue yourself. And we're gonna keep the heels high, press out. Heels stay high as we bring it in, squeezing through the glutes, squeezing through the hamstrings. Hips are staying even. And we're thinking about that diagonal return almost, but this time it's a little bit lower. Squeezing through the inner thighs, belly is zipped in and up. And if this is hurting your back or anything else in your body at any time where it's just too much, hips come back down, okay? So let's continue for 5. 4, definitely a little bit of a different challenge, huh? Make sure you're not arching through your lower back. 2. And 1, very nice. Bring it all the way in. If your hips are high, lower them now. And let's press all the way out. Take a nice calf stretch. Bend one leg, extend the other. Send that straight legs, heel, below the foot bar. Practice your umbrella breath, expanding in every direction. Closing, everything lifts. Use your ab muscles to exhale one more time. Really wring out all of your air, including yesterday's air. Let's switch sides. Other leg bends. Other leg is straight with that heel pressed under the foot bar, right underneath your hip. Reset your feet if you need to. Let's take your big expansion. This time, try to breathe into the bed, into the carriage with your back. Big breath in, feel everything fill up. Blow out some candles with your pursed lips as you exhale. One more time. Feel your abs. Bring your ribs down toward your pelvis and engage as you exhale. Both legs extend up. Bend the knees, bring it home. We'll go for a quick calf massage and then we'll keep moving. So, calves come onto the foot bar. You're going to place sort of the bottom of the bulb of your calf right onto the bar. We're just going to rock the legs side to side. Yours may be incredibly bumpy. I know mine definitely are. Just find the spots that feel kind of gnarly and sticky to you and just hang out there, rock them side to side. Be gentle with yourself. And use this as an opportunity just to relax any tension you've gathered in your upper body from that, relatively hard work we just did. And if you haven't hit your other side yet, let's do that now. Exhale. Feel the tension in between your eyebrows start to release. Good, big breath in. And just focus your attention on what you're feeling in this calf massage here and your breath. Good, finish up here. Good. We're going to move on next. So next up, we're going to come to kneeling. I'm starting this on a blue spring or a light spring. You could also do this on a red spring or heavy spring if you want a little more spice. So I'm going to turn to the right side of my machine, grab that strap, place it onto my left foot, and I'm going to turn around to face the headrest. So my hands are going to be around the top edge of the mat. My right knee is going to be directly under my hip, and my foot is going to begin flexed. I'm going to press my heels straight back. Hips are staying even. Bend the leg, bring it back in slowly with control. So my spine is in a really neutral position. I'm supporting myself with my abdominals while I'm here. And I'm pushing up through my hands while that leg is moving. Really pushing through the heel to get the biggest glute activation while we're moving. Good, we've got 3. And that left hip is wrapped down toward the mat, so my hips are evenly pointing down toward the bed. Ribs are connected to the pelvis. Good. And last one. Good. Bring it all the way in. I'm going to make sure my hands are right under my shoulders for this one, and the rope is going to be on the outside of my arm. I'm going to push up through the palm, press the leg back. I'm going to externally rotate my leg, bring it to hip height, bend that leg in toward the shoulder. Exhale, press it back behind the hip. Bend the leg, bring it to the shoulder without twisting through the hips or the shoulders. Feeling your obliques engage and support you on this one too. Good. Rope comes under your leg or under your knee. Good. 4 more here. Exhale as you push. 3. And press. Abs are zipping in and up. And last one. Good. Those are hard. Bend the knee. Place it down on the mat. Carefully, slowly support yourself as you take the strap off of the foot. Close the stopper. Let's go to the other side. Pulling forward on that opposite strap, I'm going to place it onto the arch of my right foot. I'm going to come up to kneeling now, and I'm going to walk my knees pretty far back on the back edge of the mat. Hands on the outer corners of the mat. I'm going to press up through my palms. My left knee is right under my hip. I'm going to bend my knee in, extend, press it back. Trying to get that heel roughly at about hip height. Knee is facing down toward the mat, and your right knee is wrapping down toward the mat as well. Good. Let's take 5 more. Gaze is down, neck is long. Trying to make sure that that left hip is staying right under your left hip as the whole time. Good. 3 more. Exhale as the leg presses back. Last 2, getting some abs in here while we're doing this as well. And 1. Good. Press it out, lower the knee. Next, I'm going to make sure the rope is on the outside of my arm. I'm going to push up through the palms, press back with that right leg, turn it externally so my knee is facing the right wall. Keep the leg high, keep the knee high, excuse me, as you bend the leg and press back. Abs are zipped in and up. Trying to keep that heel roughly at hip height, like it's on top of a table. Good. This is 5. Exhaling as you press through the strap. 4. Feeling your obliques recruit. 3. Last 2. We're going to stretch and take a breath after this. And 1. Good. Bend the knee, place it down. Carefully, slowly take the strap off of the foot, close the stopper. We're going to move on. Next, I'm going to turn around. I'm going to sit on the tops of my feet. Knees will go wide. Hands on top of the foot bar. I'm just going to press into the bar. Let my chest melt down. Send my tailbone far back behind me toward the back wall. Big breath in. Exhale. Roll the spine up. Shoulders back. And roll it down. Good. Just take a little release here. Big breath in. Curl it up. Exhale. Press down. Good. Bring it up. Let's move on for our final sequence. Next up, we're going to do some side lying work. I have a ball here as a rib support. You do not need this. You can alternately use a pillow or just lift the rib cage up into the correct position, but this just might make it easier. I'm going to come to lying on the right side of my torso. I'm going to place my forearm down on the headrest and wrap my right hand around the front shoulder block. I'm still in the same spring. I'm going to reach forward, pull that strap in front, and place it onto the arch of my left foot. I'm going to push up through the forearm, stack my hips one on top of the other, lift my left leg to hip height, and I'm going to press out and bring it back slowly with control. So I'm pushing through the heel. I want my heel to align directly with my hip, so not too far back, not too far forward. Take a little peek for yourself if you'd like to. Ribs are staying down, connected to the pelvis. And if you don't have that ball, just make sure you're lifting through your rib cage as you're pressing out here. 3 more. Knees facing forward, really pushing through the heel as you press to the side. Good. And 1. Ribs stay down. Now we're going to flex through the foot, bring the leg forward. So ideally the heel is right in front of the foot. Point through the toe, bring that leg slightly behind. Flex forward, still pushing up through your forearm. Press back. So the idea is you want to keep the leg at the same horizontal height as it moves front to back, not bringing it up or down. Good. Press to the side and back. Good. You can even bring your arms into it. Arm and leg go forward. Flex forward. Point back. 2 more. But you know, that's fancy business. You can do what you like with that. And don't forget about your breath. Inhale as the leg goes forward. Exhale as you go back. We're going to pause here, take tiny pulses, knees facing forward. This is 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and pause at hip height. Foot is still pointed. We're going to take small circles to the back for 8, 7, 6, just drawing a circle probably about the size of a salad plate here. 4, still pressing away from the headrest through that right forearm. And switch directions. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Bend the knee, take the strap off of the foot, place it back where you found it. Let's go for the other side. So turning to face the other direction, if you have a ball or a pillow, just place it right under your rib cage. If you don't, make sure you're lifting your ribs away from the mat while you're here. We're going to pull forward on the rope and on the strap. Place the strap onto the arch of the right foot. And I'm going to wrap my hand around the left shoulder block with my forearm on the lowered headrest. Legs come to a tabletop. Top leg is hovered above the bottom. Hips are stacked. I'm going to press out and bring it back in, resisting the springs on the way out. Exhale as you extend. Inhale, bring it back slowly with control. Really flex the foot, push through the heel, and bring it back. It's very easy to let the top hip creep up. Think about creating length through the top of your waist, keeping your ribs and your hip as separate as you can here, or as separate as is possible or comfortable. And again, that right heel comes directly in line with your right hip. 2 more. Big breath in as it returns. Find your extended exhale as you press through that strap. Foot stays flexed. You're going to draw the leg in front of the hip. Point the foot, bring it slightly behind. Good. Exhale, flex. Leg is staying ideally at hip height. Point, bring it slightly behind. Trying to keep that leg at the same horizontal height the whole time. Good. We've got 5 more. And if you're taking the arm choreography, optional, you can bring the arm forward and slightly behind. Good. Flex the arm as you bring it forward. Flex the foot as you bring it forward. Point the foot as you bring the arm slightly behind. 2 more. Make sure your hips aren't rolling. Good. Legs starting to get pretty tired, huh? Last one. Press to the side. Maintain that press through the forearm. Let's go for 8 small circles to the back, maintaining your positioning of the hips, the shoulders, and the rib cage. This is 4, 3. The carriage can move just a little bit. And 1. Let's reverse. Your heel is drawing a circle, knee is facing forward. This is 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee, bring it all the way home. Carefully, slowly take the strap off of your foot. Keep hold of it in your left hand. If you have a ball, take it out from under your rib and just place it to the side. We're going to move on for our final stretch. With a red spring and a blue spring, also known as a heavy spring and a light spring on, I'm going to lift my headrest up. That left strap is still in my left hand. I'm going to place it on the arch of my left foot and go for a supported figure 4 stretch. So I'm going to scoot away from the shoulder blocks. I'm going to lift up my right foot, cross that ankle over my left leg, bend the knee. Let the resistance just kind of deepen the stretch here. Good. If this is too much, you can always take off that blue, just have it on one red. And use this chance to really use those breath techniques that we've been discussing. You can place your hands on your rib cage if this is supported enough. You can take your big inhale in every direction, feeling the air, breathing into your hip or into your glute, and exhaling. That can help deepen the stretch. Deep breath in. Exhale through your pursed lips. Push through the strap. Extend the leg up to 90 degrees. Flex the foot. You can hold onto the rope for a little support. Give it a little pull. Exhaling to deepen it. Big breath in. Exhale. Good. Anchor yourself on that left strap. Place your right foot down on the foot bar. The left strap comes off of the foot. Find your other strap. Place it onto the arch of your right foot. Good. Once that strap is on your foot, you're going to extend the leg up to 90 degrees, scoot away from the shoulder blocks. Left ankle goes over the thigh. You're going to bend your right leg, flexing through the right foot. Press your hand into your left thigh. Make sure your ribs are down. Finding your umbrella breath, breathing in every direction. Feel your abs control the exhale. Deep breath in. Feel your ribs lower down toward your pelvis as you exhale. Finding that abdominal connection. Good. Extend your right leg up toward the ceiling. If you'd like to, hold onto the rope, give yourself a little pull, a little hamstring stretch here. You're welcome to do that. Melt your shoulders into the mat. Good. Feel the space between your eyebrows relax. Good. Anchor yourself in the right strap. Place your left foot down on the foot bar. Take the strap off of your right foot. Feet go wide onto the foot bar. Knee is wider than your hips. We're just going to windshield wiper the knee side to side. Let your top hip fall away. Feel all the tension in your upper body. Start to relax as you rock the knees side to side. You're releasing through your hip flexors and through your low back. Good. One more time each side. Feeling tension in your jaw, relax. And let your mouth hang open a little bit. Last breath. Knees come back to center. Exhale, release. And you are all done. You did it. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you finished this workout feeling energized but also centered. If you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe and come back for day 4. And if you would like to see more super secret exclusive workouts, please join me for my membership. I'll leave a link to sign up in the description below. I would love to see you there. And of course, thank you so much to my membership supporters. I appreciate you all so much. And thanks also to my super thanks supporters. Have a wonderful day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.